I don't know about you, but I finally want to see some consequences. F around and find out, as they say. I want to see some justice. I want to see this person in prison. And I, in fact, have absolutely zero sympathy for this deranged, clearly unhinged individual. Leaving him on the streets is just a ticking time bomb. It's gonna happen sooner or later, and I think everyone knows it, everyone sees it. This is unexcusable.
This kick streamer was just arrested on multiple felony charges roughly 1 month after he livestreamed himself assaulting a professional wrestler so brutally that the person who called 911 reported it as an attempted homicide. And today we're talking about yet another kick streamer who,
if you saw it, I mean, it definitely was.
broadcasted something so vile that a permaban is honestly the least of their worries. This time, Raja Jackson's, son of UFC fighter Rampage Jackson, who was just arrested on felony charges. And this all comes after he live-streamed himself knocking out the pro wrestler Psycho Stu roughly a month ago during an event that he was never even supposed to be a part of. But of course, that's not even the worst of it, because Raja proceeds to jump on top of the unconscious wrestler and punches him in the head 23 times. I was in complete
23. Wow.
disbelief when I first saw this happen, and I wanted to wait until making a video until Raja was officially arrested. And I knew that was going to happen because even with the footage heavily censored, you can tell those were not WWE punches. He wasn't holding back. That was a full-on UFC. That's not even a UFC beatdown. That's just a street fight beatdown. The surprise attack reportedly left the victim, Psycho Stu, real name Stuart Smith, allegedly choking on his own blood and teeth. It's also reported that Stu was taken into the hospital with broken bones, missing teeth, brain swelling, and was later placed in a medically induced coma.
What actually happened to Stu? How bad are his injuries?
Broken facial bones is from what I'm hearing. Missing teeth. Stu's pretty up. I'll put it this way. What happened yesterday is he choked on his own blood.
On his own teeth, I heard.
Yeah, teeth and blood.
And he lost all of his teeth?
A lot of them.
What condition is he in right now? Do you know?
From what I hear, he's having a hard time. He has no recollection of what happened.
He was in a coma overnight, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was induced.
Medically induced.
Had brain swelling as of last night. It's gone down since then, and reports as of late have said that he's up and alive, but just having trouble walking, maintaining his balance. They just took him off a breathing tube this morning.
And when you look into Psycho Stu's background, the whole thing becomes even more heartbreaking because he's a retired military veteran who used wrestling as the way to cope with PTSD. Stu ended up joining Nox Pro, a pro wrestling academy based in Los Angeles, roughly 6 months after he left the military. And he's been vocal about how instrumental wrestling was in his transition back to a normal civilian lifestyle.
Pro in 2009. I had just got out of the military 6 months earlier. I got out of the military. I joined Nox Pro, because I needed something to focus on. I needed something to help me adjust back into civilian life. A lot of veterans, it's hard for them to readjust into civilian life coming from the life of the military.
I mean, just from watching that video, you can tell how much wrestling means for this guy. And based on his Instagram posts, it's clear that he loves doing it for the fans and the community as well. It's not hard to see that Stu has genuine love and passion for wrestling and everyone surrounding it. Now, you may be asking, what could have possibly happened to cause Raja to attack Stu in such a brutal way? And
probably the dumbest shit you can imagine, by the way. I mean, we all know that that's true. Probably something as stupid as he disrespected me. That's probably gonna work great in court, but Your Honor, my client got disrespected. He did not want to be played around that day. It's just disgusting.
And there is an explanation, but it does not justify the outcome whatsoever. So let's rewind back to August 23rd, when Raja...
Listen, there's literally no explanation for anything, okay? Even if that guy hit him, that would not make a difference. Even if before the match, he hit him, that doesn't excuse that. That would not change anything. There is no explanation for this. This is just unhinged psycho behavior.
Streamed himself attending a wrestling event in support of his friend and sparring partner, AJ Mana. And I know, his outfit is hard to forget, but try your best to remember him because he plays a big role in how this all went down.
What's up, bro? What's up? Why you look like a... Really, bro? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, no, I'm just saying, bro. Like, why you wearing that, bro? You can't wear no long pants or something.
So after meeting up, AJ leads Raja to a sort of backstage area to introduce him to the other wrestlers. And this is where he meets Psycho Stu for the first time. So there is a couple things that I do want to note before I continue. First one is that this meeting takes place basically right before the event, so everyone's already in costume and in character. Second, Raja's not only being followed by a cameraman, but also his cowboy buddy, who can't stop talking about him being Rampage Jackson's son. And thirdly, this is wrestling. The two main appeals are the storylines and the theatrics. So after seeing a camera and thinking it's part of the show, Stu got in Raja's face. When Raja asks where another fighter is, Stu replies in character with, "You don't need to worry about him, you need to worry about Psycho Stu."
Where's the real McKill at? Where's he at?
You don't need to worry about him. You need to be worried about Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu.
And from that point on, everything goes completely downhill, because that's where Stu picks up a beer can and smashes it over Raja's head.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
I think that's a little...
And Raja later admits that it didn't even hurt. And I feel like it's important to note that he supposedly suffered a concussion while training, only days before the event, even addressing it at the beginning of his stream, mentioning that he had to cancel previous plans due to him throwing up because of it.
How does my head feel? I'm still up. I'm not even gonna lie. It's part of the reason why I didn't stream earlier. I was supposed to stream going to paintballing with AJ, but my head was up. I was throwing up. It was not a fake can, bro. It was not a fake can. I'm telling you that right now. It didn't hurt.
So that's why Raja was upset with Stu, but it still doesn't get close to justifying what he did later.
I mean, yeah. Absolutely not. Again, it's just unhinged behavior. There are some people who are trying to justify this, who are trying to say, oh, something happened before. Bro, I can do that, and I can guarantee it's not gonna hurt with a can. I mean, it's an empty can. You're literally just smashing effectively the air out of it at that point. That's how it works. It's like getting bonked with an empty plastic water bottle with the middle part, so it just bends in when it's empty. That's how these things work, obviously.
Later on, because remember, he mentioned that it didn't even hurt, and the reason that is because, well, the can was a prop. In the industry, they call this a worked prop can, and any actual wrestler would realize that this is all theatrics and part of the fun. But Raja, unfortunately, is not a wrestler, and after he tried escalating things, other wrestlers...
Hey, nor is he a decent, reasonable, understandable human being. Okay, listen. Again, you need to be absolutely insane to even remotely consider this being somehow justified. This guy barely touched me. Well, time to put him in the ground. Yeah, that seems about reasonable. No, it's not. You need to be insane. Everyone knows you need to be absolutely insane, delusional, and a blatant risk to society if something like this actually, in your opinion, gets a response like that. That's insane.
Stepped in to try to calm the situation. And that's when Stu found out that Raja wasn't even a part of the event at all. He was just a normal guy who came to hang out with his friend.
He's not a worker, bro. Tell him now. Yeah, what the was that?
You're good.
What's that?
You don't sell it?
No, he's not a worker, bro. What the was that? Hold on.
So after a tense few minutes, things finally started to settle.
Wait, he's already dared to go throw down, and this is not a joke. Yeah, this guy's a psycho.
What the was that? Hold on.
So after a tense few minutes, things finally started to settle down. But then, for some reason, the guy who just de-escalated the situation decides to completely re-escalate the situation, suggesting, hey, let's just make something out of it, by Raja jumping in the ring later on that night. And Raja was almost a little bit too excited to get his revenge on Stu, as he jumped in on the opportunity. And just remember...
You don't say. Wow, you really don't say. Yeah, a little bit too excited does not even begin to explain.
Like 15 minutes earlier, he was saying, hey, I had to cancel plans because of my concussion. So I don't know what's going on there.
You know what's a good thing about this? Now I can make it something. I'm gonna have you run in and come up in the mat. You ready for that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Talk to the president.
Yeah, if you can do that for me, I'll be cool. Yeah, I'm
sorry, bro. Hey, it's gonna all work out.
Yeah, as long as I can.
Oh, he's even apologizing.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know about you, but it seems absolutely insane to even think about throwing in a random kid with zero experience into a ring to settle things with a guy he just tried beefing with. Eventually, though, Stu apologizes to Raja. They shake hands multiple times, and Raja even accepts his apology. That's when Stu explains his assumption about Raja being a worker, citing the camera and how they're always working.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I thought you were working.
I get it.
We're not working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat too.
See, this makes sense, and honestly, I really don't even blame him here, because having cameras following you as you walk into an area that's mostly exclusive to performers definitely gives off the impression that you're not there to mingle. It's easy to see how people would assume that he's just a part of the set. But here's where the plot starts to thicken, because there's allegations that AJ had beef with Stu before all this stuff even happened. But we'll get into that later as well.
Well, that's something new. I have not heard this before. But again, I mean, this situation is so blatantly cut and dry. Honestly, is there anything that could come out and you would be like, oh no, that's deserved, that's suddenly deserved. If choking on your own teeth is suddenly now deserved. Like, bro, what did that guy do? Minecraft his family or something like that? His wife and child? No? So I mean there's literally nothing to justify that. And anyone who says that is, you're as insane. You're absolutely just a danger to society. Maybe it's time to get deported or something. Who knows? Good luck.
But knowing that bit of context makes this whole next part even worse. So after AJ and Raja started to head inside, AJ seemed determined to get Raja fired up about getting into the ring, telling Raja to give him his receipt, which in wrestling terms means getting payback. And later on, AJ says he was in character for this clip, but I'll let you be the judge of that.
Wait, no. What he thought was he was a pro. Another thing is, even when we are working like that, you know
That's what I'm saying.
So you know, he's an idiot. So when you run on his, you give him his receipt. You remember what a receipt is? Give him that receipt. Don't tag it. If we got a problem with it, I'll run out there.
As long as I get my lick back, I'm straight.
Okay, so not only is he literally telling Raja to not
I mean, there's a reason Kick exists, and this is it.
hold back, but it also appears that Raja's only concern is getting his lick back. And considering the outcome, it's safe to say this clip did not age well for either of them. This is really bad. Also, that is very convincing roleplay by AJ there, if that's really in character. At this point, Raja's sitting ringside and he's getting angry about his second. His chat is grilling him about how he handled Psycho Stu, calling him a bitch for not retaliating. Then to make matters even,
Of course that's gonna happen on Twitch. Oh, you're a bitch. Why didn't you pull out a force multiplier and end it right there? Yep, that sounds roughly right for Twitch. Not Twitch, but Kick. Dude, there's, by the way, no way Kick survives. There's no way. There's probably literally organized groups of people who are trying to find people who can actually be goaded into this shit on Kick. I can 100% guarantee that is probably like 100%. That must be happening. There must be literally groups on Kick who are trying to get Kick streamers to commit acts of violence, obviously. Johnny Somali, great example, right? That worked.
even worse, his dad, who also streams on Kick by the way, caught wind of what happened, and that results in Rampage Jackson calling Raja live on stream and absolutely humiliating him. Essentially asking Raja if it's
Based fucking dad, what can I say? That's actually good.
true he got jumped by dudes in booty shorts.
That's right.
Hey, yo.
Because when I mentioned,
Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights?
You said what?
Did you get jumped by a bunch of dudes in tights?
No.
I looked at your stream because my chat was going crazy. Then I popped in your stream. You was hugging on
Not based.
a dude in some damn tights.
Man, shut up.
Man, you should. I looked at your stream, nigga. You was hugging on some dude, some booty shorts.
I wasn't on nobody.
I saw you hugging on your coach.
Sexual fan. Stop it.
No, I don't got no fan. I got some eyeballs.
And I guess that's the straw that broke the
I mean, yeah, imagine that being enough justification for, well, prison. Well, it does make sense. If you know, you know.
camel's back, because after being humiliated, not only by his stream, but also his father's much larger stream, that's when Raja started to look for any excuse to cause as much damage as possible. At one point, saying that if someone gifted 50 subs, he'd knock Stu.
Hey. I have said this forever. Pride is a sign of a fool.
out.
How many subs to knock him out?
When is the last time you saw someone's pride lead to a good outcome? Or at the bare minimum, not a hugely detrimental outcome. When is the last time you saw pride achieve these things? Never. Probably never.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I ain't really sub farming, but 50 subs, knock him out. Yeah, it can be 50 total. It don't have to be just 50 subs. It can be 50 total. That's what I'm at.
Dude, imagine risking a felony charge and your freedom for 175 bucks. Well, you might not
Hey, probably someone at Kick was smiling at that moment.
actually have to imagine that, because a few hours before the event, Raja talked about his financial struggles on stream, saying that his dad is the one who's rich, not him.
Hell no, I don't got no bread, bro. I don't got no bread. That's what I'm saying. That's why I be talking to y'all. I'm just like y'all. Like, my dad got bread. That's his bread. That's not mine. It's not my bread. He's rich. I'm not rich.
And this part of the stream is definitely the worst for him, because basically, for the next hour straight, he does nothing but incriminate himself. First, saying that he was given permission to hit Stu for real, which we later found out is absolutely not the case.
Yeah,
Of course that's not the case. Like, did anyone actually believe that? It's wrestling. It's not supposed to be real. When it becomes real, it's called a felony. What do you mean, given permission to hit him for real?
they allowed me to hit him for real.
That's like saying, oh yeah, I got permission to break a chair on this guy's back for real. You break a chair on someone's back, they're dead or paralyzed. Congratulations, you just made a potato. Oh, the Irish dilemma. What do you do with the potato? Eat it now or wait until it rots and drink it?
If he hits me back for real,
That is a joke, YouTube.
I don't give a. I want him to. I'm dead serious, y'all. I'm really about to fuck him up.
Yeah, spoiler. Psycho Stu does not hit him back. It's scary to think about what might have happened if Stu did retaliate, though. So I guess at the end of all this, you have the score tally of Stu with one...
The only, by the way, thing that I'm honestly surprised about this whole situation, and yes, obviously, there's only one thing. Everything else was predictable. Is the fact that there was no attempts at stomping the head with the foot. That's the only thing that honestly surprises me about this.
worked prop can, and Raja with 23 punches to the head. Then comes the next clip, which some are arguing is proof of him planning to potentially end Psycho Stu's life. As it goes from getting his lick back to knocking him out, and now finally saying, I know this guy isn't a fighter, but I won't stop hitting him until someone pulls me off.
Tell you guys this. They told me to hit him and just leave. Somebody will pull me off of him will leave. I'm telling you. I'm going to hit him as many times as I can. Watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any future claims of this being
Sounds tempted.
an accident or poor judgment are completely null and void after that comment. But when it finally came time for Raja to enter the ring, I don't think anyone could have anticipated what would have happened next, because after leaping into the ring and essentially grabbing Stu from behind, Raja lifts him up and body slams him, knocking him out cold instantly. Then, without wasting any time, he jumps on top of an already unconscious Stu and begins his assault. Now, we've already seen this clip, but I don't need to remind you that these were not light punches. He absolutely had intentions of severely injuring this man. I mean, in a normal MMA fight, the expectation is as soon as someone's unconscious, the ref steps in, stops the fight. But for some reason here, this guy doesn't even attempt to stop Raj at any point. And yeah, he kept going. It wasn't until another wrestler, Doug Mallow, jumped into the ring to...
Well, it's not actually easy to tell that this is fake or not in some situations in the heat of the moment. So that is a thing.
finally pry Raja off, but not before he landed 23 punches directly to his head. And what's even crazier to me is, while Stu is laying there unconscious on the ground, another guy...
And by the way, all for what? The equivalent of what, probably like $25 fucking dollars?
actually jumps into the ring and literally pins Stu, and the ref actually counts him out. Okay, I know this is wrestling and the show must go on, but that is just absolutely insane to prioritize theatrics over helping a man that's laying there unconscious on his back and choking on his own blood. This is just disgusting. So it took 3 or 4 guys to finally restrain Raja enough to get him escorted out of the arena. That's about when he starts yelling to his stream that he's not a... and that people always think he's playing, which is just another clip that can potentially be added to the mounting stack of evidence against him.
I'm tired of everybody playing with me and shit. Think I'm always playing and call me and none of bro. At the end of the day, I'm gonna stand up for myself because I'm tired of everybody playing with me, bro.
There's nothing about the situation that looks good for Raja. And
Your Honor, my client was tired of everyone playing with him, bruh. Yeah, that sounds about right.
then you have the clip where Raja finally learns, after all this time, that Stu still hasn't woken up, and his response to hearing that Stu, quote unquote, flatlined is, my bad.
Hello?
My bad.
Shit pissed me off though, Andre. My bad.
What do you mean, my bad? Like, really? Oh. It's unfortunate that some people are just straight up
I
awful.
mean, there's actually nothing there. That my bad doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you think there's even an ounce of regret there, you have not been paying attention.
Full people. I'm just stuck on the whole my bad thing. Like, seriously, my bad? After hearing they couldn't wake up the guy that he just pummeled, not only on live stream, but in front of a live audience. Like, how are they still streaming at this point? Obviously, clips of the assault, they spread all across social.
Someone on Kick was pretty happy they did keep streaming. Publicity is good publicity for Kick, as someone at Kick probably says.
Media. And it wasn't long before everyone was talking about it, especially those in the fighting community like boxer Ryan Garcia, saying, this is probably the worst thing I've watched in a minute. Like, seriously, what was bro thinking? And remember, Rampage Jackson, his father, was also streaming, and here's his reaction to that clip of the assault.
Let me see it. He broke his face. Hey, is he gonna get banned for it? That's really bad. That's what I was saying. The channel's bad.
And while he initially looked shocked at the video, he later on went to say that Psycho Stu was stupid for hitting his son.
This is what happened, Chad. He went to a pro wrestling event with his coach. The pro wrestling guy don't know my son.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
And
Disgusting.
he hit him over the head with like a can or a beer can or a bottle or something. And my son didn't know it didn't know it was coming. And he hit my son over the head. I guess he thought my son was a pro wrestler or something. And then he asked my son, you ain't gonna sell it? So because they hit my son is stupid.
In fact, the father didn't really seem surprised by Raja's reaction at all, because this—
Oh no, he was not surprised in the slightest. He said he knew that he needs bail for him, not college money, okay?
This incident resurfaced an old clip of Rampage saying that he didn't save up for college tuition money for Raja, but instead, bail money.
Yeah.
Roger and his oldest son whole life, I knew them two wasn't going to college. And my two Japanese kids, I knew that it was going to college. So I saved up college tuition for the two Japanese kids and bail money for Roger and his brother. So don't for him. If you go to jail, I'm just going to bail him out.
What a family. But it didn't take long for Rampage to backpedal, as he quickly follows up with a new statement where he also provides an update on Psycho Stu's condition, saying, I want to clear up the misinformation about my son Raja. I've confirmed that the wrestler Stuart Smith, aka Psycho Stu, is awake and stable. Raja was unexpectedly hit on the side of the head by him and was told that he could get his payback in the ring. It was bad judgment and a work that went wrong. Raja is not a pro wrestler and had no business involved in an event like this. I don't condone my son's actions at all. He suffered a concussion from sparring only days ago and had no business doing anything remotely close to physical contact. My main concern now is that Mr. Smith makes a speedy recovery. I apologize on his behalf and to Kick for the situation. And Nox Pro came out stating that it was supposed to be a planned and agreed upon wrestling spot, but what ended up happening was egregious and reprehensible.
Oh, about this stuff? Now, I don't know how much of this is true, but I heard there were posts on X and all whatnot about this situation, that all of these people that are involved in the industry and with the entertainment and whatnot are kind of demanding that all the pro wrestlers that witnessed this do not speak with the police. And Psycho Stu pretty much just shuts up and says nothing was wrong and nothing bad happened and things like that. That's pretty much the, well, what a lot of people are trying to make happen. Obviously, it probably did not, because there's no fucking way this will work.
It's also worthwhile to note that Nox Pro has been removed from all WWE branding on their promo material, which is pretty big when you consider that Nox was started by WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi, which is famously known for having this guy Vince kiss his butt on live television. And like I said previously, this was being called out by pretty much everyone on the internet in the past few days. It even caught the attention of Mr. Beast, who donated $10,000 to a GoFundMe in support of Stu. But this also brought a whole nother issue to light for a lot of people, which is the culture surrounding streaming in general, with Ryan Garcia and retired UFC fighter Ben Askren saying this needs to be a serious conversation about streaming culture. It's getting out of hand.
Streaming culture is absolutely atrocious shit and should be condemned, and most streamers are absolute trash. They don't deserve human rights. That's pretty simple. I think that's very self-explanatory. Show me a single streamer that's actually not a horrible piece of shit. I mean, there are some, but they are super rare. Most of them, by the way, I imagine there are some that people are going to say, and my reaction to a lot would be, yeah, this is fake. Every person on the internet who's going to pretend, oh, I'm holier than thou, I do everything nice, I'm the best person out there. Look at me donating $5 to puppies and kittens and charities and shit. They're all fake. They're all fake. They don't care about being good people. They just care about money and popularity because they know that mouth breathers are gonna swallow that shithole, okay? That's how it works.
People love watching dumb shit, so they battle to see who can do the most stupid shit. And we have definitely been covering that here on this channel for a while now. So in my opinion, they're completely right, as less than a week before this event happened, Kick took some massive heat after someone on their platform passed away live on stream in France. But that's a discussion for another video. So now, what happens to Raja? Well, when you live stream yourself assaulting someone, there's going to be consequences. In fact, the LAPD has reportedly launched a felony battery investigation.
Good.
And it's honestly not looking great for Raja, as he was just arrested on felony charges now as of the 18th of September. But at this point, it seems like we've had all the information and we were just kind of waiting for the investigation to unfold. But then an interview was dropped that exposed an entirely different and potentially darker sides of the whole thing. Earlier, we talked about Doug Mallow, the guy who jumped in to save Psycho Stu's life. Well, Doug and another wrestler, Ian Morgan, both went up on the Scaling Up podcast and they did not hold back against Raja. Doug even says that he genuinely believes that Raja would have not only killed Stu, but him as well.
Do you think he wanted to continue beating up Stu?
I think he would have killed him.
Obviously, like, what are we even talking about? Anyone who even saw half the clip knows that, yes, if no one intervened, there would be nothing left.
You didn't stop it, right?
I promise you he would have killed him. He would have killed me if he would have got the best of me. If he would have took my legs out from under me like he was trying to, he was going to do the same thing to me that he did to Stu. I'm telling you to calm down. I'm not even fighting. I'm not even being hostile. And then you punch me in the eye after we're breaking it up, you loser. You want clout, so you beat up a guy that's half unconscious. You punch a guy that's trying to break up a fight and not even trying to fight you. I wasn't even trying to hurt you. The is wrong with you?
So he recounted the horror of seeing Stu in the ring while women and children were
just another normal day at Kick, as they say.
Crying in the crowd. He also brought some very cold claims, saying that AJ Mana, Raja's friend in the cowboy hat who incited the violence, actually had previous beef with Psycho Stu and brought a volatile Raja there on purpose, more specifically to do his dirty work.
But the fact that they told you to watch out and, you know, be ready, and the fact that this had nothing to do with any of the storylines kind of shows that this was premeditated, right?
I think the premeditation part comes on the side of AJ Mana. You brought somebody that was volatile that you knew had issues.
So real quick, that's the friend of Raja who brought him to the...
That's a small calf, small chicken legs with the cowboy hat. Let me put it this way. I don't like Raja. I think Raja's a person for what he did. But I think AJ's a bigger person for gassing him up to be in that ring, to leading him to ruin his own life, to hurt somebody that AJ also has a...
Now, this is interesting, and we can't really tell that this is true. From everything that I saw, the guy in the cowboy hat, he just honestly seems like he's not too smart and is not thinking things out and is trying to play it up because celebrity, effectively. That's kind of what it looks like. We can't know for certain. We can't be sure. I mean, there definitely needs to be more information on that. But I mean, the situation is fucking horrible, no matter how you look at it. Anyway, that was a Tozy 10 out of 10. Bye!